I'm just going to move these out the way. Right. So the first thing is getting yourself nice and comfortable. My feet are flat on the floor and I'm just going to lie down. See, straight away I'm sort of out of shot. I don't know. I'll work on this camera one. So shoulders are relaxed, hips are relaxed, hands face down, palm down. Notice where the floor or the chair is connecting with the body. And just relax for a few seconds, get comfy. Now, think about that belly button connection, slightly connected to the back, but we're not pushing the back down. We've got a natural curve under the back. Keep that natural and slight tension in the tummy. Just holding that there. Now bring the hands, little finger touching the floor, thumbs at the top. And just keep the tummy flat and lift and back. So to begin with, we are just lifting the arms, not all the way back. And the main aim is to keep the tummy flat. Whatever we do with the limbs, we're trying to keep this tummy flat. As soon as you feel your back arching, you've gone too far. So just lift, lower. Now you might need a head cushion. If your neck is extending backwards like this, you need a cushion under it to bring it back into a nice alignment, okay? So check your head. And here we go. And rest, okay. Now keep that tummy flat, keep your curl in the back and just slide one ankle out. And slowly bring the ankle back in. Slide out and in. Main aim is to keep this not too tight, but some stability. We're trying to keep this area working as we slide one leg out and slide in. We're trying to keep the pelvis stable. So we're not doing movements fast. Slow and controlled. And relax the breathing, have a little wiggle and then come back. Belly button gently in. Now ribs and hips. We bring the ribs slightly, 1/2 centimetre towards the ribs so we get this connection across the body. Okay, now holding that there, both hands together. Lift up. So I'm keeping that tight, but not too tight that I can't move. Just keeping it flat, not letting it lift. Now if you can, go a little bit further back. Slow and controlled. And rest down. This time, instead of taking the heel out, we're going to lift one knee slowly up. Now this is what we call tabletop, that the leg comes up, the knee is above the hip. The knee and the ankle go straight out, so you've got a 90-degree bend here. Tighten the tummy, keep it gently in and slowly replace the leg. And slowly peel the other foot off the floor. Bring it into tabletop. Hold it there. And down. As soon as one foot touches, tighten and lift slowly. And replace. Good. Control and replace. And relax after this foot is on the floor and just loosen up. Well done. Breathe in and out and connect. Now this time we're going to do what we call a starfish. One arm and the opposite leg sliding away. So choose your arm, choose the opposite leg, lift and slide out at the same time. Keep the tummy flat and bring them back. Control. It's all about control. And then the other side. Slide out, take the arm back. Doesn't matter if it doesn't come all the way down to the floor. It's important that you keep the tummy and the pelvis stable. Good, let's go again. Keep that stable. Come across. And the other hand, other arm slowly out, slowly in, and relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, make sure the feet are a little bit closer to the body. We're going to pull the belly through the spine and imprint it on the floor. So if I just lift my jump, I'm going to flatten my back and let go. I'm just flattening the back, let go. Keep doing that gently. Now you'll notice once you pull into the floor, the pelvis starts to tilt and the bottom doesn't leave the floor, but it just starts to have less pressure on the floor. And that's all we want. I'm taking my arm out of the way so you can have a quick look if you need to. Tilt and let go, but you keep your arms by the side, please. And tilt, let go. Tilt, let go. And tilt, let go. Tilt. Now on the next one, I want you to put a little bit more pressure in the feet. So we're going to tilt and then press onto the feet and just feel the weight taken off the hips and let go. Let me just lift this jump up, you might be able to see a bit better. Okay, so we are just tilting here, pressure into the feet, and you just feel the bottom lifting and let go. So we're really thinking about this tilting of the pelvis. I'm not lifting up yet off the floor completely. And now we're going to start to bring the feet a little bit closer. Relax the shoulders. This time we're going to lift the bottom up. So imprint the back, peel the bottom, press into the feet, hands by your side, lift the bottom, curl the spine up, just to where the hips come in line with the knees. Don't overextend. Just here. If you now have got head cushions, this is when you perhaps need to take them out because you don't want to feel compressed here. Curling from the top of the shoulders, curl down, curl down, curl from the top. The bottom is the last thing to come down and relax. Well done. Breathe in, breathe out. How did that feel? Is that okay? Now, if you just want to stay with the pelvic tilt, that is okay. You can just do the first part of the move. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're going to pull the belly in. We push into the feet, make sure they're close enough. Lift the bottom. If you only want to do that part, do it a few times. Otherwise, peel up, peel up, peel up until the hips are fairly level with the knees, but don't go beyond that point. Squeeze under here, tighten the glutes, and slowly curl down. Start from the shoulders, curl the spine, curl the spine, curl the spine, and then relax down. Well done. Breathe in, breathe out. Just that one more time. So connection, rib to hip, front to back. Always come back to a good strong base. Imprint the back just as you squeeze, feet into the floor, peel up, nice level here, shoulders are relaxed, hold it there. Squeeze the glutes, you'll feel the hamstrings working. And from the shoulder blades, one vertebrae at a time, curl, keep the hips up as long as you can, keep that up as long as you can, until your lower back comes onto the floor and let go. Well done. Now from here we're going to keep the feet still. I'm going to take one knee out to the side and let the foot roll onto the side, but the other leg stays still. Relax this hip. Connect the tummy, lift the leg back in. Once one knee is back to normal, open the other knee out to the side. Let the foot roll over and roll back in. Palms are facing up, hands are relaxed. Take one knee out to the side, just a straightforward knee drop. Now your knees might come a lot further than mine. I have quite tight hip joints. Connect that tummy and roll back up. Good. And out to the other side. All the time keeping this connection here. So it's controlled. Good. Now if you feel happy with that, we're going to do both knees together. If you don't, just do one at a time. So we just roll out. We pause when they're there. Roll in. Control it. And if you've only done one leg, do the other leg and we'll do both together again. Just open, keeping the tummy flat, keep your natural curve in the back. Keep the pelvis stable, tighten and slowly pull back in. Well done. From there, bring one knee in, hold around the back of that leg and relax and just gently squeeze in and out. And replace that on the floor and the other knee. Just gently relax it and just give it a little gentle stretch. And replace it. So now we're going to go into that pec deck that we talked about earlier. So hands by the side, just bring them up either in front of the shoulders if you're seated or straight up above the shoulders if you're on the floor. Keep the elbow still and bend the hand to 90 degrees. Now open the elbows out, keep the tummy in. And come back to centre. Tighten the tummy, lift the arms, slowly. And do it one more time. So open. It might feel quite wobbly because these muscles are not very strong. And straighten the arms and float it down. How was that? If it was too wobbly, just do one arm on its own. Let's go again. Arms up or forward, elbows still, bend, well done. Tighten the tummy, slowly take those arms out. Now if they don't want to go all the way to the floor, just bring them straight back in. If you can take them to the floor, just check that they're level, good. Tighten your tummy and slowly bring them back in. Straighten the arms. We're going to have one more go, so if you've only done one arm, this is your chance to do the other. Elbows 90 degrees, tighten the tummy. I've got one arm that I find quite easy and the other one is harder to control, so obviously that muscle is weaker. Tighten the middles, connect. Slowly try to control the movement. Straighten the arms and back down. Well done. Open one knee. So you've got a nice flow, open the joints, but all the time keep that working here. Gentle connection, we're not rocking and rolling. Other knee, good. Keep going, one knee then the other. But all the time here, nice and stable. Those who want to, we're now going to do both knees again. If you want to continue with one knee, that's okay. So both knees, let the feet roll open. Come back to centre. Other knee or both knees again. Open. Come back to centre and we're going straight into a leg slide. Knee centre, slide one heel out. Slide it back in. Slide the other heel out. Slide it back in. Now we're going to add the arms. So one knee out, one ankle out, opposite arm behind. Tighten, keep it still, come back together. Other hand, other ankle, slide. Come back together and rest. Well done. Just have a breather for a moment. Just make sure I've done all the things on my list. Oh yeah, we've done all of page 1 already. I think we're probably part way through page 2 as well. Yeah, that's lovely. Yep, good, good, good. Okay, so from there, we're now going to practice our tabletop so that we can then go into the tens. We're not doing hundreds, remember, we're doing tens. So, flatten the tummy. Bring one knee up above the hip and the leg is out at 90 degrees. Now, if you think that's as much as you can hold, just use one leg. But if you can, tighten the tummy again, peel the second leg in and have both legs up and just hold that there for a moment. Nothing else happening yet, just hold the tabletop, hands by the side. Now, I don't want you back into the floor. I want you to have the natural curve there, but tight working here. Now, how does that feel? Take one foot down and the other foot down. Breathe in, breathe out. Tighten the tummy. Start with the other leg this time. 90 degrees. Tighten even more. Lift. Good. Hold it there. Now upper body, hands just above the floor. Don't lift the head yet. And relax the hands. Relax one leg down. Relax the other leg down. Well done. Have a breather, because that's a strong hold there. Now, next time, when your legs are in the air, we're going to curl the head and shoulders up to about here, just off, shoulders just resting on the tips. Then we're going to bring the hands down to here, and we flap from the shoulders. It's not a wrist, it's from the main joint. And we're going to breathe in for 5 flaps, breathe out for 5 flaps, and then support the head and shoulders and lie down. Before we put it all together, we're going to just do the top part now. So you've got your legs flat, feet on the floor, legs resting, tummy's in tight. Breathe in, breathe out, connect that tummy, lift, hands by the side, look at an angle. Keep the space, chin, chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands back behind the head, rest down, relax. How was that? Good. Now if you don't want to do tabletop and head and shoulders, please keep the feet on the floor, because this is beginners. So really tabletop is quite hard to do both. In fact, we're going to do the first set with feet on the floor, because I know some of you have done this quite a bit with me, but some of you probably haven't. So we'll do the first set, feet down. Check your technique. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. Connect here, lift the head and shoulders. Arms out by the side, flap as you breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. Hands back, curl down. Breathe. How was that? Now, if you're used to doing this, I'm going to keep my feet down, because this is supposed to be a very beginner's class. But if you know you're okay with this, you can come up into tabletop and then carry on from there. But if you're new to this, stay with me. Feet down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Connection. Shoulders and head. Hands looking at an angle upwards. And 1, 2. Breathing in. Breathing out. Hands back. Curl down. Pause. And again, connect the tummy, lift, hold. As you breathe in, 5 flaps. As you breathe out, 5 flaps. In and rest. Anybody in tabletop now? 1 foot down, 2nd foot down, and just relax a little bit. Well done. Have a breather. Now this is one of my favourite exercises at the moment. It is quite challenging, so I'm going to break it down for the new people. Now, those of you who do this every week with me, the bug, you can carry on into it once we get going, because you know it well. But if you haven't done it for a couple of weeks, you'll feel it. So we start off, we lift one knee, float one knee up, hold it in tabletop. Opposite hand comes up to the ceiling. Now eventually we'll have both knees and both hands, but for now, so it's across the body. Tighten and connect. We open both out and we bring both in. We open both and we bring them in. Just do one more here for me. Open and in and rest. Bring the other knee up into tabletop, other hand above the shoulder. Now if you're seated or standing, you can start exactly the same, but hold on for balance. Extend and here. Extend and lift. Extend and lift and then rest down. Now if you're new, I want you to do 3, one cross and 3 on the other cross. If you're a bit more used to this, where it gets more challenging is when you've got both hands up and both knees up. When you move one, the other one has to stay in place. So the connection has to be quite strong to keep one limb up and the other one moving. So connect tummy, rib to hip, front to back. Float one knee up. Stay with that if you're new. Float the other knee up if you're with me. Connect both arms. One leg out, opposite arm, and the other 2 stay still, yes? And up. So we've got 2 in position and 2 working. Now this is quite a big ask on your tummy muscles if you're not used to it. So after this one, I'm going back down to having one foot on the floor. Those who are used to it, carry on. So I'm now just going to work one set of the body. Because if you are beginning, this is enough. If you're used to it, carry on, resting and working at the same time. If you're with me, change over. So you've got hand above the shoulder, knee above the hip, extend and pull back. Extend, pull back, extend. One more. And now everybody bring the knees into the chest and hold around the back of the thighs. Well done. Just do a gentle stretch in and out, just to relax. Nice gentle breathing. Give the tummy muscles a bit of a rest. Good, and just relax that back as well. Okay, and then one foot down on the floor. And just have a breather for a moment. I'm just going to turn onto my side. Stay where you are for a moment. Okay, so just stay where you are for a moment. Well done. Now, we're not going to do side work today, so that's why I've asked you to stay where you are. But in a moment, we are going to roll over onto hands and knees. If you can't work on hands and knees, I want you to come up to a standing position, and you can do the next couple of exercises as a standing version. So, your choice now, either hands and knees, excuse me, I just need to press this button here, either hands and knees, and if you need a bit of an extra cushion, pop something under the knees for a bit of extra cushioning, and that's okay. So, hands and knees, or standing up. So, we're going to start off, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. And if you're standing, I'm just going to show you very quickly. If you're standing, I want you just to be doing a 1 knee lift and 2 hands, okay? So this is your version if you're seated or standing. On the floor, box shape, tummies in. This is like a reverse of the bug, 4-point kneeling. So slide one hand and one leg out, still in contact with the floor, pull that tummy in, nose looking down, lift. And we change. I'm just going to come on an angle so you can see my limbs a little bit better. So we just slide out, lift, turn the thumb to the ceiling, head looking down, down, slide in. So transfer the weight, get equal, tummies in, slide out, pause, lift and control, keep that middle in, good, and down, and in. We're just going to do one more on either side. Slowly. Last one. And relax for me. Well done. Sit up onto your haunches. Roll the shoulders back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands in front, so whether you're sitting or standing. And just open the shoulders. And relax. Squeeze back. Now if it's not comfy for you to sit like this, just sit on your bottom and sit back. Now bring the hands over in front of the chest. Relax the arms down. Squeeze the shoulder blades and relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze and relax. Now bring the hands above the head and just pull down and come back. Pull down. Now this time we're coming out wide. Middle finger stretch. Relax the neck. Elbows down to the waist. That's your W. That's the Y. And then we're going into a T. Come back to Y, W, Y, T. Good. Y, W, last one, Y shape, T. Now stay in the T shape. Just push the hands down as if you're pushing against a weight. Gradually pushing it down, 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 down. You really have to work at this. Push, push, push. Relax. Well done. Breathe in. Breathe out. Well done. Now from there you can come back into a standing position, or you can stay on the floor and just come round onto your bottom, or you can stay in your chair. Look at the state of my socks. So just sitting up nice and tall. Breathe in. Holding onto your chair if you're on the chair, or onto the side of the floor here. Now I want you to commit your weight over there, but I don't want you to lift the hip. That hip glued down. Just commit that weight. Commit. But don't lift the hip. Really important. Keep the hip down. Now you've got your weight on your hand. If I take my hand off, my weight is really over there. So I'm holding my body weight up. Breathe in. Breathe out and just stretch. Keep that hip down on the side there. Try not to crunch the shoulders. Try and keep the neck long. I know it's a lot to think about. Breathe in. And just sit normal. Other hand, side of the chair or side of the mat. Just going to turn here slightly. So hand there. Remember you've got your weight over there. My hip shouldn't lift. Get the weight, make sure you are committed, but keep that hip down on the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Come centre. Shoulders back. Well done. Bring the feet together. Okay. Just sit up nice and tall. Stand up tall. Hands on the lower back if you're standing, or on the floor behind you if you're seated in a chair or on the floor. Squeeze back, open the chest. Up there. Well done. Bring the hands loosely around the shoulders, loose. Drop the chin. And 2 or 3 gentle breaths. Try to focus on breathing into the back, into the shoulders. And this time as you breathe in, bring the body up and open wide and down. Well, shoulders back. Just circle the wrists for me. And come back the other way. Good. And just shake it all out. And just relax the body for a moment. Breathe in and out. We're just going to do a couple little stretches for the neck. Now, if you're standing, take one hand down the seam of your leg, hold on to your thigh. If you're seated, you can put one hand under there so it keeps that shoulder in place. The opposite ear just comes down. So you've got one hand holding that shoulder in place, and then the head comes over to the opposite side. And you should feel a nice big stretch down the side. Just gentle breathing in this position, nothing too aggressive. When you're ready to lift the head up, I want you to take a breath in as you do it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Swap sides. Secure that shoulder, either holding onto your thigh or sitting on the hand. Breathe in and breathe out. And then just gently let the ear fall over towards the opposite shoulder, and you'll feel this lovely lengthening and stretch here. Breathe in to lift the head up and relax. Well done. Now, I'd like you all to stand up. If I stand up, I'll try it, but I think you're only going to see my knees, so I'll kneel up. But everybody else gently comes to standing. Take your time, have a pause at each level. Just check you're not lightheaded. I might be all right, I think, actually, if I stand right at the back here. Oh, if I stand right by the radiator. Yes, I'm just about in there, aren't I? Good. Just move that out of the way. So standing up nice and tall, I want you to open your toes out and pull the toes as if you're trying to pick up a tissue and let go. Pull the toes in like you're trying to pick up a tissue. Notice your hands don't tend to start doing it at the same time. Scrunch those toes up. Last one. It doesn't hurt to do the hands as well. Scrunch and let go. Right, and then just walk through the feet a little bit. Circle the shoulders. Open your eyes wide as you can. Look around. Make some nice circles with the eyes. Back the other way. Just make sure you're not lightheaded, blood pressure feels okay. Stay where you are. I'm going to come and sit down again so I can talk to you. Lovely. So, have a nice big drink of water. You do need get some extra fluid in as you're doing these exercises. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Just a gentle introduction to Pilates with a little stretch on the end. And I hope you have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. The sun is out, a bit windy, but it's nice, isn't it? So enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you at 8 o'clock in the morning for stretch. Do watch out, I will send the newsletter out by the end of the day. Okay, so there will be a newsletter coming out explaining what's happening the rest of this week, but more importantly what's happening next week when it's Mental Health Awareness Week, so telling you all about that as well. So have a lovely rest of the day. Take care, folks. Bye, YouTube.